What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here, Big Joe's here.
What's up?
We are live.
You can't forget who else is in here with us.
We got Tin,
The Great Dane sitting here
the
with us.
horse.
See if I can get him up to say, hey, Tin, up.
He is the size of a horse. Oh, God. Tin, how are you, buddy? Jesus
There
Christ.
he is.
Jiminy Crickets.
Yep, he's a good boy.
Tin is a good boy. What's going on, Joe? So we were supposed to have, I want to address right away. Kyle White was going to be in studio. He had hit me up earlier today. Maybe yesterday. I forgot. I lost track of time. But basically had a situation at home where he has to be there. We will reschedule, Kyle, because me and Kyle and Joe all go back a long way. And there are some stories.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear him.
And
Been down now.
Kyle
Down.
Kyle has a reputation as probably one of the toughest people around New England in wrestling. And he's the type of guy who, if I was upset doing ring crew, he would just come up, look at me. I'm 6'8", I'm 400 pounds. And he would just look and be like, JP, you need a hug.
Well, and that's
You
the
know.
thing with me with Kyle. One thing, now you know him a lot better than I do, as I fell out of the industry for a little bit with family things. But he always struck me as the type of guy that if he gives you a mean face, you don't realize if it's happy, sad, glad, excited. It's like it's like he's wearing a Darth Vader mask, but it's him.
What's up, guys? Laurie and Tina are saying hello on Facebook. What's up, Laurie Prescott? Demore. What's up, Tina Marie Weber? We're going to talk the Royal Rumble today. A lot, though.
Yes.
That's coming up Saturday night. I got my squares in.
I don't have any squares. I don't know about the squares.
I got one square on each. One in the women's, one in the men's.
How does that work?
So basically 30 people get in, sort of like a football square. And the person who runs it will probably, like this week, will draw numbers out. I'll pull names out, and whenever he pulls your name out, that's your number. So like if you get number 5.
So if you get Kevin Owens, you pick Kevin
Right.
Owens. Or you pick number 5. And he
Right.
pulls out Kevin Owens as 5. If he gets eliminated 5, you'd win?
No, so if Kevin Owens comes out as number 5, you win.
Oh, okay.
So like whatever number comes out, so if you draw number 28 and number 28 wins, you win.
Okay.
Whoever comes out is 28.
I get it.
Let's see. Yeah, we got a new angle. Trying out a new angle in the studio today, which seems pretty good. And I think you guys should be hearing the studio sound even live now, which is cool. That took a little bit of doing between me and Joe, picking up some new wires and cables and stuff, and
Yeah, I just picked up the wire. You did all the technical stuff.
and just plugging it in, and it's cool. Like I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views, even before you could gamble on it, or before I knew you could gamble on it.
Well, even with it, though, it's always because it's
I got introduced to that by George Carroll.
to the Rumble.
To the
the
gambling
parlay.
on it.
But the Royal Rumble for me has always been that, like, oh, it's everybody in the ring at once. It's
Right.
There's going to be old timers, and they're going to see people from the past.
Yep.
You're going to see a little bit of everything. I mean, I remember fondly Drew Carey being in it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, as soon as number 2 came in, he jumped right out. But it was still cool to
You're
see
going to
somebody.
get Johnny Knoxville this year.
That's going to be awesome.
I think that's going to be cool, because I think Johnny Knoxville is someone who would stand up to some of these guys. He'd get his ass kicked, and he knows that, but he's willing to.
But, I mean, how much will he get his ass kicked? You never know.
And,
Now, speaking of the Rumble, I'm not going to give this too much credence because
And if you guys want to follow live, too, for the Rumble, like if you can't watch it for whatever reason, if you're in a place you can't watch it, but you get the internet and you can read, you can always check out our partners over at WrestlingNewsSource.com.
yeah, they're going to have the live results as they happen.
By the way, right now, we are live on WrestlingNewsSource.com.
That is awesome.
And so that's pretty cool. Shout out to Ben for allowing that and making that happen for us. That won't be. I don't think we'll go live every week on there.
I think we should save it for special
Like
events.
once a month, maybe
You know,
the pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, or we get somebody coming in the door that's people want to hear. We'll put it out
And
that way.
if you're there, guys, if you're there listening on WrestlingNewsSource.com's Facebook, feel free to comment. Your comments will go up on the screen.
Absolutely.
You know, that's
And
Tina Marie said, Tin is so big and handsome. I thought she meant me for a second. I mean, she said oh my God, he's so big and handsome. I'm used to hearing that myself, so.
yeah, you know, he's there. He's a handsome
Do
little
I do
fella.
a spoiler alert for the shirt that I'm wearing?
That'd be a good one.
So I got home from, so here's the thing, is usually on Tuesdays I bring my laptop and all my stuff to work. Joe meets me at the T station and we drive up to the studio together. Today I left without all of my equipment and Joe drove me home, allowed me to change out of my work shirt, and when I got home, the new Pro Wrestling crate was there, and it's Adam Cole, baby! Nice Adam Cole t-shirt. I won't say what the other t-shirt is or what some of the other stuff in there was, but there was some good stuff.
Now, getting back to the Royal Rumble real quick, not to take any thunder away from your new shirt, but somebody sent me, I believe they sent it to you as well,
Yes.
a supposed leak of the entrance and positions for the Royal Rumble. I don't want to pay too much credence to that because I don't want to give any spoilers away, nothing like that. But what I do want to ask is, do you think that, one, the WWE found out that was leaked, and two, if they did, will they change it?
They always find out. I don't think they'll change it. They're lazy. And how do you change it? Because, like, the people that are booked are booked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, say Ronda Rousey. And I'm not saying she actually wasn't on that list because that was just the men's.
It's the male side.
But the rumor is Ronda Rousey will be there. So say that, and then they're not going to unbook Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean? Dude, do you realize some of the girls that are wrestling for the WWE, like, Doudrop?
Yeah.
I thought that was Honey Boo Boo.
You know what, though? But she's tough as nails.
She is. And Nikki Ash. Nikki is superhero. Like, the names are so dumb.
Yeah, it's almost like they've been a creative
And
lull.
I'm not that negative person about it. Like, if you don't like the WWE, don't watch it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a lot of people that, man, I watched WWE and it was horrible.
We get a
Then
comment.
why do you watch it week after week?
Coming in from the chat room from Tina Marie saying she hates Adam Cole. I think she just hates him more because you're wearing the shirt.
Tina Marie loves me. What up, Shiz? Blackheart Lansky. He's got a new Blackheart seems to have a new last name or a new name every week.
It's almost as bad as me forgetting who he is.
But he says it's a fake list.
Well, no, I understand it probably is a fake list, but it does open the topic up for conversation.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, I'm not, even if it was the legit list, I'm not giving any names out. It's a fake list. I'm not giving anything off of it. Like I said, my question is the same. If that is legit, does that change, have the WWE change things?
This is the list of matches that I know of. You got Roman Reigns versus Seth friggin' Rollins. Roman Reigns is the champ. A singles match for the WWE Universal Champion. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, are barred from ringside.
So they can't even get in it.
That's just for that match, for the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Like they're pushing Roman Reigns so hard.
I wonder, like,
It has to be Roman. Like if the Roman loses clean, then he loses a lot of what they've been doing to him.
well, and the thing with the two is, like, Roman Reigns, I almost said Ronda Rousey again. Roman Reigns is the now. Brock is the then. You don't want to let the then win the now.
And you got so let's see what else we got. We got Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice.
That
I
could be a
love
good
that.
one.
And I
that
think
a
Beth
lot.
Phoenix is back. I think it's going to be Edge and Beth Phoenix. That's just because I love Edge and Beth Phoenix. Not that I don't love, like, I'm a Miz mark too, but I think Edge and Beth Phoenix. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I think Miz and Maurice, because Edge and Beth Phoenix have sort of been getting the best of them.
Well, and plus, there's also the rumors out there that Edge is going to walk away again.
No. He was at it. So Caleb goes down and Caleb does, his video production for one of the companies he does it for is Big Time Wrestling, who travels down to Spartanburg.
Yeah.
And he took his father down. And have you met Caleb's father?
I have not yet. I can't wait for the honor.
Caleb's father, we call him Classic. He looks just like Caleb, but he's about a foot shorter. And Caleb's not tall.
Caleb's not a tall one at all.
But he's literally like a foot shorter. And there's a picture of them. And who was that big time wrestling but Edge? Like, what was he,
What was he?
Did he just poke in? They had Matt and Jeff Hardy, so maybe he popped in to say hello.
Yeah.
If he's in, was in the area.
Well, a buddy of mine, off the subject of that, just to throw it out there, a buddy of mine, he's down in Georgia, and Darby Allin posted a picture of himself hiding an autographed Darby Allin action figure in the Walmart freezer section, and my buddy Rob got it.
Who did it?
My buddy, friend of mine from when I worked at conventions, Rob Mack. He got the Darby Allin autographed action figure that was hidden in the freezer section.
Who hid it?
Darby Allin.
Really?
Yes. Let me try to find the thing so I can at least show you.
So did Darby Allin just go in and grab one of his figures and sign it?
It seems like it. I didn't see too much. He didn't give me too much on it, but
Blackheart says if Seth beats Roman, then Roman goes into the Rumble and wins the Rumble. So he's in, and that's a decent theory. I don't not like that theory.
Here's the thing with the
that's
Darby
pretty
Allin.
cool.
And there's even a picture of him signing it.
Okay.
So it's legit, and it's there, and it's just cool as hell. Good on you, Rob.
And Tina Marie Weber says that's what she thinks is happening, is that Seth will beat Roman, and then Roman wins the Rumble and gets his heat back. That works.
I misspoke earlier when I said Brock,
Yeah, I know what you meant. And then you get Becky Lynch versus Honey Boo Boo. I mean Doudrop.
Doudrop. Now, that bothers me. Like you were saying, some of the names coming up with now are pretty weird and out there. Like, wouldn't that be offensive?
What?
Like, if that was me, I would take offense to that.
That I said Honey Boo Boo?
Not to you.
I said the name was
you.
weird.
The name, if Vince comes up and says, your name's going to be Doudrop, like, what?
Yeah, but Vince doesn't just do that anymore. I mean, to a point, yes, but not really. There's the way the names get picked, there's a little bit to it now.
Based on where they want to put you in the storyline.
So, basically that, so from what I've heard from multiple people is you basically give a list of like 10 names of what you would want to go by.
Okay. And
then out of that list is where your name comes out.
So she basically picked it herself in essence.
Yeah.
All right, then.
So, I mean...
Hopefully she copyrighted it herself when she gave it.
No, that won't. That's why they just changed Walter's name. Walter didn't want to give up the name Walter to them. He didn't want to sign it over, so they made him Gunther. And Gunther, that's pretty controversial. It was...
Laurie says that she's a poop head. That's why she's Doudrop.
So Gunther was supposed to be Gunther something or other, and he was like the captain of a ship with... captain of one of the German ships with the Polish on it.
Okay.
So it was going to be a very controversial name. And they just went with Gunther instead. They didn't do the whole name. If you have a business, you need a website. What's the best way to get a website up and running? Choose a website hosting company that makes it simple, like Peer Networks. Peer has over 20 years' experience managing the entire digital ecosystem for thousands of online businesses all around the world. Peer makes it easy for you with do-it-yourself website building tools and features, including simple drag-and-drop page design, and they guarantee US-based support technicians ready to help you wherever you need it, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Right now, when you sign up with Peer Networks, you'll receive 1 free month of web hosting. See for yourself how easy it is to build your website for free. Visit peer.com/free to get your first month of website hosting for free by using the code QUICKSTART. That's peer.com/free, promo code QUICKSTART to get started today.
Watch more.
You get Lesnar, the champ, with Paul Heyman versus Bobby Lashley with the MVP singles match for the WWE Championship. It's February next week.
Yeah.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah.
WWE has a tradition, and this isn't my view, this isn't Joe's view, this is just history of putting it on, making a black champ, which Bobby Lashley very much deserves to be champ.
Absolutely.
But not just because it's February. And I hope if he does win, I hope he holds it.
But that's the thing too. They also get February, then comes March. At the end of March, beginning of April is Mania.
Right.
Now they're going to want to put it on strategically. Someone that's going to carry it from then to Mania. And who's big enough to carry it to hold it into Mania? Bobby Lashley.
Right. And then you got the Women's Royal Rumble, which let's see. I'm going to look it up real quick because there's definitely some people returning, like already announced.
Well, everyone knows about the Mickie James coming over with the belt.
Mickie James with the Impact Wrestling belt, which that is like huge. You got
yeah, you never see cross branding like that.
WWE does not do that. But this has the men's and women's. This is good. So you got Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Tamina, Shotzi, Natalya, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, so the Bella twins returning. Lita returning, Michelle McCool returning, Kelly returning, Summer Rae returning, Mickie James returning, Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. And that's not everybody. I think that's 20. So there's 10 more.
10 more unannounced.
Right. So, I mean,
now
you'll probably see Trish Stratus.
Will the women's division do what the men's is doing and throwing in there Johnny Knoxville? You know, are they going to throw in that celebrity that's not really a wrestler into the women's side? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's about 20. But, I mean, how huge is that? Like, you got, the Bella twins, who they're not legend status.
No, but
Lita's legend status.
Lita's legend status. Trish Stratus, legend
Kelly
status. Kelly. Well, Kelly basically more on her longevity.
Yeah, and I'd say Summer Rae's not legend status, but she's been gone for a little while, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a while.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out.
Because she was the one that came out with Fandango dancing, wasn't it, I think?
But like I said, it's interesting to see who's going to come out next. Like, you wonder, like, are they going to introduce a whole new character? A whole new wrestler going to come out?
They could. It's a good chance to bring up. I don't know who's down in NXT that's ready. It's a good chance to bring some of them up.
I'd say that would be a good thing to do.
Let's see. And out of those, I think I'd like to see Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see, is it going to be Charlotte Flair again? Is it going to be, and I love Sasha Banks. Like, I'm a huge Sasha Banks fan.
Yep.
Mercedes, like, when she was here, was pretty close to where it shows, honestly.
I think my disdain for Charlotte Flair is almost equal to my disdain for Lesnar.
So, my pick is a dark horse, actually. So I was just teasing y'all talking, but my pick is the one who's not announced yet. That's rumored in Ronda. If Ronda Rousey comes in, Ronda Rousey wins.
But does Ronda Rousey stay?
Yeah. Yeah, if they let her. And then Raw, the men's. The men's, you got Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits. Love them. Ray and Dominic Mysterio, another great tag team in there. Well, not great, but a good tag team.
There's also another tag team rumored to come up, and the name has slipped me right now.
You had Austin Theory, Johnny Knoxville.
That's going to be... I'm interested to see what he does.
Sheamus, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, the Big E. I was going to say the Big E because that's the name of a fair up in this area.
Yeah.
Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, again with these names.
Yeah.
Happy Corbin's Baron Corbin, but he went through a thing where he was depressed, and he's not depressed, so now he's Happy Corbin, and Madcap Moss is like his buddy. Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston. The thing with Kofi will never win the Royal Rumble.
No.
He's always going to have that Kofi spot, though.
Yeah,
and he can't win having that spot, because if that spot doesn't go as expected, he's eliminated.
Yeah.
So they'll never have him win, but they'll always have him do something. You'll see something cool and different out of Kofi.
Oh yeah, he walked on his hands and climbed back in and things like that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's silly. Sometimes it was someone threw pancakes under his feet.
Yeah.
So
Laurie Prescott saying that Bobby D's in jail for saying beat his ass. I mean, I think ass is good to say. I mean, it's a body part. It's not, it's a donkey.
Then you get, free Bobby D.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Owens and Omos, Randy Orton, Riddle. That's another tag team right there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When they're in the Rumble together.
I actually think Randy Orton or Riddle, one of them is going to eliminate the other. And it's going to cause a little friction and maybe a breakup, or maybe not a breakup, but just friction on the tag team.
I think everyone's going to expect it to be Orton.
And it's going to be Riddle eliminating Orton.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to Riddle trying to help Orton stay in when they fight with someone else, but actually give him the elbow over.
Yeah, Chad Gable, Otis, Dolph Ziggler,
I like Otis.
Bobby, and Robert Roode. Sorry, not Bobby.
Robert Roode.
Robert Roode. And Ziggler. So, my pick there out of them.
All right, before you give your pick, I want to see. I want.
And again, this isn't everybody. This is.
What kind of spot is Knoxville going to have?
And Mickey, by the way, so what I'm looking at is on Wikipedia.
Uh-huh.
And the way they did it was they colored the entrance. So some are colored red for Raw, blue for SmackDown. Gray for Hall of Famer, white for free agents, and orange for special guest entrants. And the two that are marked as special guests are Johnny Knoxville and Mickey James.
Okay.
So,
but isn't she also in the Hall of Fame?
She is, but I think a special guest just because of the impact.
Yeah. But
so
does Knoxville do a high spot? Does he get thrown through a table?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does he do something
100%. 100%.
Is there? I want to see if they all get in a circle around him and just he bounces off one to the other.
So, like wrestling on TV right now, like we're talking about the Royal Rumble, which is my favorite pay-per-view of the year, and I'll always watch this no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if it's the only wrestling I watch of the year. But wrestling on television is bad right now.
Yeah.
But wrestling TV right now is better than it's ever been. So you got Showtime has a series about independent pro wrestling called Heels. Awesome. Great show. I love it.
I had a chance to watch
Season 2 coming up. HBO Max, I was just telling you, has The Righteous Gemstones with John Goodman, where John Goodman's character is Neville Televangelist, who used to be a pro wrestler, as it turns out, and one of the story acts in there. Great show. You got... there was a few other things that are just like, man, that's a great show.
And then you got Cena in the
yes,
MCU.
The Peacemaker. Peacemaker is so good.
I have yet to see that, but that reminds me of. I'm not going to mention it here, but I talked to you about it before about my friend is the artist.
Yes.
So we're going to do that as a giveaway in the future.
I booked my WrestleMania. I booked my hotel room. So I'm
still up in the air on it.
I'm starting. I will be there. I booked myself a nice little suite. Woo!
You get first class airfare too, don't you?
No, I'll go JetBlue, but I'll go with the. I won't go first class. I'll go JetBlue with the more air, the more space. It has plenty of room for me. Plugged to JetBlue.
Hopefully you get. Hopefully no one's sitting next to you. I feel bad for that person.
Blackheart thinks that Moose will be there.
We'll only wait and find out.
That would be. I mean, I heard you guys talking about that Blackheart on your show, and I think that would be. I think that would be pretty amazing.
I mean, I'd like to see anybody in there. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie Edwards. What if Eddie came out? Eddie can hang with any one of those guys in WWE.
Yeah.
If Eddie came down,
But and that's my thing. I think you're going to see some kind of a faction or a group from NXT coming up.
What if Cody came out? Or if not Cody, So here's the thing: is I think for somebody from an other company to come out, it has to be a Mickey James. It has to be. See, this is why I don't know about Moose Black Hat, because I think it has to be somebody that they know. They know Mickey James.
What about Kenny Omega?
They don't know Kenny. Kenny's never worked for. Oh, Kenny has worked for him. Kenny was developmental a long time ago. But I think it's going to be somebody that's been on the show before. You know what I mean? That's been to the show. And so I would think Cody. I would think
Angle,
yeah. But I'm thinking like AEW guys. Like Cody could come out. But the one I think that it would be that would get the pop, that the crowd would go bananas for, would be Moxley.
Yeah. Or the way I just had this picture in my head, Moxley would be the pop of all pops. You know, you'd hear that states away.
What's upsetting to me is that August isn't in the.
Yeah.
Because this would have been his.
Yep.
This would, and I had actually said that to him, talking about Anthony Green, of course, because we always got to talk about AG. But, like, I said to him last year, I texted him the day of the Royal Rumble, I said, how's it feel to know you're going to be in that ring next year? And he was like, it's amazing.
And I still think he should be in there. But
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think if someone's going to come over from AEW, I think it might be the Big Show.
The show, yeah?
He comes out number 30. What's his, Osmos? Almost? The big guy is 29.
Do you watch the Go Big Show?
No.
That's another one. Cody's one of the judges on there.
I've seen it. I've watched it once.
So it's Cody, T-Pain, and a couple other people. It's such a good show.
Yeah.
The competitions, they had a guy this week who his talent was getting kicked below the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Or not necessarily getting kicked, like he got hit with a board below the belt. And Cody doubted him. Cody was like, are you wearing a cup?
I've seen.
He said, come up.
Same guy. I've seen it on America's Got Talent.
Yes, yep. So he had Cody go up, and he said, kick me. And Cody booed. Cody took a running start and booted him.
Oh.
And Cody went, yeah, he's not wearing a cup.
Oh, but like, I feel bad for that guy. For like, what has to go wrong in your life to make you feel that you have no feeling down there?
Well, I mean, he's trying to make money.
Yeah, but
he went up against. Oh, he didn't go up against that guy. There was someone else against that guy. So T-Pain is one of the judges, and T-Pain sings that song, "All I Do Is Win."
Yeah.
No matter what,
sings
put your hands up.
You
know. And this guy was a juggler. He was like a world champion juggler, and he had a piano on the ground, like one of those kids' pianos that they could step on, like from the movie Big.
Yeah.
And he sort of juggled these balls backwards. And what he would do is he was playing like classical music a few times on the piano, juggling, like sort of dribbling the ball. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he had like 6 balls going, and he was playing not only the rhythm to "All I Do Is Win," but like had sort of, you could hear the vocals. And T-Pain just went, I can hear the vocals. So T-Pain started singing with them. Like, that's got to make that guy's life.
Absolutely.
You know, like you're playing a song, you're doing a thing that's sort of a hobby to you.
It's like that's your minute right there.
It was like the girl over the summer that was singing the John Legend song at Faneuil Hall, and John Legend actually walked up and tipped her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in town for a show with his wife, Chrissy Teigen, who's...
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like Chrissy.
They were in town, and they were in Faneuil Hall, and she was singing one of their songs. And she looks up, and she was like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Legend. He walked up, gave her a tip, said, great job, and walked away. Like, that's the stuff that, like...
Oh, I should have jumped in and sang with her.
Yeah, no.
I like that. I was watching one the other day. It was down in Florida, and I started following the guy who did it. But he was singing old... What's the band? Pink Floyd song, and one of the guys from Floyd was there, or some was. Okay. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no, that was that. But I love that stuff.
That same type of thing.
Tina says she loves that show. Talking about the Big Show, the Go Big Show, I think. But yeah, it's so. But wrestling television right now. So you got Cody on that, and there's just different everywhere. It's all over. So it's
finally getting the recognition it's deserved.
So they tried years ago to go mainstream, and you had Vader doing a guest spot on Boy Meets World, or you had guest spots here and there, but there was never like the Peacemaker. Well, there was. Hogan had his show, Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah.
But there was nothing like really mainstream.
I think the only things you see mainstream is after they're done.
It's so
like you see Piper had his string of movies, things like that.
The Rock, yeah. You know, if The Rock could come out, I don't know though. It's St. Louis. I know our boys from Boot to the Face and 80 Proof podcast will be down there. But they're starting their new thing on Patreon where they do 2 shows a week. So one's going to be on Patreon every week. And they're going to actually do that live from down there in St. Louis.
That's cool.
They actually booked out one of the other podcasts booked out the one of the convention rooms in the hotel. So they're just going to be broadcasting live pretty much continuously. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Tina, I thought Cody was funny kicking the guy too. But I've seen that guy. I saw that same American, America's Got Talent.
Board between, like the board flipped out.
There's been a few of those. Like, remember the guy on America's Got Talent that he dived into the shallow pool?
Yeah.
So he was on this too, but he lit himself on fire this time.
Well, I mean, you're jumping into water, so.
Right. And he died, like, this time, so I don't think he got past the first week. The thing with the Go Big Show is, like, it's a huge tournament.
Yeah.
So you got to go by week to win. I don't think he won, but he dove into probably a 6-foot pool from 40 feet up. Whereas on America's Got Talent, if I remember right, he did it into like a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
So that probably would have been like his grand finale.
That was his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. And
that's the thing. You see a lot of these shows, and they'll offer you a contract or something. Like, what kind of contract can you give a guy who jumps into water?
Right.
You know?
Right. It's just, but wrestling on TV, like, so it being mainstream, like, Raw should be doing huge numbers right now.
Mm-hmm. But
football's just about over. Brady screwed me this week. So my bookie, I went on and because I signed up for them a long time ago when we did, a little with them, and they sent me a free $10 bet. So I said, cool, you can bet on more than one team. So they call it a parlay. I did a 14 parlay, so every game in the NFL. The only team I predicted wrong was I predicted Tampa Bay winning. So Brady screwed me out of $117.
Typical Brady.
$117 I would have won.
That's a lunch.
Yeah, it's a lunch. It's a dinner and a drink.
But I think too with the.
I was not happy with him.
With the WWE or wrestling in general getting recognized nowadays, I don't think it's wrestling per se as much as it's the individual talents.
Right. I was watching
and putting themselves out there in that medium.
I was watching I watch a lot of the Stone Cold podcast, and I was watching Kevin Nash, and they were talking about and Kevin Nash was saying how in the 90s.
Who, Shredder?
Yes, WCW and WWE, neither one of them could walk down the street in New York.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them now could.
Yeah. I think so.
And
I know some of them would walk right by me.
That's sad. Yeah, Kansas City. Kansas City went in, Tina. Kansas City's got a good shot. Every team has. If the Pats go by the Bills, the Pats had a great shot right now with the teams that are left. It's such a... I love football, and every team that's out there is a contender right now. All 4 that are left. But
I didn't watch a single game this past weekend, but from what I hear, it was the best 4 games ever.
It was some great football, especially the fourth quarters. Everybody played. It was cool.
Yeah,
watching Brady almost came back from 27-3.
Do you want to know what I was watching instead of football?
Yes, I do. I probably don't.
RuPaul's Drag Race?
Doesn't surprise me.
It's hilarious.
Does not surprise. Yeah, really, huh?
It is hilarious.
Yeah. So all that heat you put on me for that all those years.
What?
All that heat you put on me for that all those years, thinking it was me saying I enjoyed that. Really?
It was a good show.
This is what happens when you date a liberal, folks.
Oh,
No
come on,
offense.
hey, stop.
No offense, Glenn. Love you. I'm just busting chops.
Yeah, all right, back to football, though. Yeah, Brady. Woo, sports ball.
Yeah, the Rams. She says the Bucks could have had to come back, but Rams is too stacked.
Right.
But like Tina, like you said, Kansas City's your team. That was, man, did they play for that? No team that won outright. It was all. They were all fighting. Like Brady, for the first time ever, Brady had an unsportsmanlike conduct called on him.
Yeah, I saw
First
the
time
quote.
in
I saw the quote from
20-something
the ref.
years.
He got in my face and used bad words.
Yes. But
Yeah.
the first time in 20 years he's had that called on him.
Yeah.
That's something in that league because, you know.
When you looked at it as a gentleman,
Right.
you know.
But yeah, it literally said like he used aggressive language.
All right. Jumping back to the Rumble real quick.
Yes. Oh yeah, we're wrestling, huh?
Yeah. Do you think any of these college athletes are going to be in it?
No, not yet. They're not ready. If they are, it's going to be in and out. I think you'll see like Santino Marella.
Yeah.
He's always good for that coming
He's
in.
good for a laugh.
Yeah. You got Santino. This is where Hacksaw would usually come out, but I don't know how. Like I know he's doing better, but I don't know the condition he's
I think
in.
he might be appearance ready, but not ring ready.
Do you want to tell the people about next year?
Absolutely.
So we are official. We have a table at Joe Bruin's New England Fan Fest, July 2023. So not this July, next July. This is FanFest 8. He'll have the Hall of Fame New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony the night before. I believe that's announced. Joe, I'm sorry if that's not announced yet. We'll be there. We're actually last time we went, we brought Green Ant, the fan, who I talked to Green Ant, and there's a chance he might actually come up for it to hang out. And he knows he's welcome at the table to come and relax.
Absolutely.
Sign some autographs, but we have some names that we're working with, like actual. The one that I think is going to happen is not a wrestling legend, but a legend, a boxing legend.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be so much fun.
Oh yeah, like so actually, the talent names that are going to be announced already. I'm going to read them off real quick.
Yeah.
We get ECW original Joe Gertner.
Yes.
Will be there.
There's an autograph. He's got a photo op with Demolition and
I'm going to get to that. Hold on. And former WWF star and New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame member Mario Mancini.
Yes, love Mario. Will be on the show before then. I'm sure.
This is good. This is what I'm looking forward to. The Powers of Pain,
Yes.
Warlord and Barbarian.
Yes, WrestleMania 5. You get a chance to get a photo op with the Powers of Pain and the Legion of Doom together.
Now here's one that you're gonna like. This is what I think you were talking about. We're gonna have Axe and Smash.
Oh, Demolition. Sorry.
Demolition, and then we're also gonna have.
I guess it would be.
Bill Eadie will be there.
Yes, the Conquistadors, the original Conquistadors.
Barry Dorso will be there.
Yes.
So there's some. If you know if you know the business,
Yep.
there's some switching going on.
The Repo Man.
The Repo Man. Who else?
He's got
Wildfire.
Yes.
Call me Rich. The Conquistadors is huge.
What's up, Joe?
Savio Vega.
Savio Vega doing Kwang too.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like when Joe Bruin does these things, Joe doesn't do it small, and that's why he's taken a year and a half right now to really promote this. Then when he said tables are available,
Yep.
we went in.
And there's I'm working on. There might be a friend of the show going to be down there with us. Not with us, but they have their own entity. I'm working on trying to get in there. I don't want to announce anything yet, but it's one of our One of our frequent sponsors. Oh, hey, by the way, people know, if you go to deathwishcoffee.com and you use the
you can
code,
check out the website.
Yeah, you can check out the website, and there's a code you can use somewhere on there that gets you a high five. I should have just shut my mouth. But anyway.
But yeah, so
still learning. Only after 20 years.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that's going to be a huge event.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to it because we don't sit at the table the whole time. One of us, if we have one of the people we're thinking, one of us will probably be at the table most of the time, or someone will be at our table.
And we'll go walking around with him.
Right. Maybe it'll be Spider-Man. Maybe, sitting at the table hanging out.
Yeah.
You never know. Blackhouse calling Laurie a Brady hater.
Guess who's checking in the chat room? Hello, fatheads from Australia, is what he says.
What's up, Dingo?
Our old friend, Deefer Dingo.
Why don't I see that?
It's under. I'm looking at it under my share.
Okay.
Under my name.
Yeah, okay. What's going on, Dingo? Long time no see, long time no speak, Carl.
Yeah, we need to get him on.
It's not too complicated now. I know what we're doing here with this setup.
Yeah.
So.
For those of you who don't know who Carl is, or Dingo, he's a friend from when we first started.
Yes, one of our first, the person who named me Just Perfect.
Yes. Yeah, and you're not so perfect anymore, but you're better than me.
I'm absolutely
You're better
perfect.
than me in terms of knowing what to say and what not to say.
No, you're good.
But anyway. Yeah, so we got to get him back on. I just mentioned that. See what he does.
Yeah, that's but the Royal Rumble Saturday, the Royal Rumble is just because there's so much uncertainty into who's going to be there and what's going to come out. Who's going to be number 30, because that's always one of the surprises.
Yeah.
Is John Cena going to come back again? And if John Cena comes back, remember when John Cena came back after he filmed The Marine?
Yeah.
And he thought he was a Marine? Is John Cena going to think he's Peacemaker?
I'd like to see him get in the ring and drop an F-bomb.
Is he going to come out with the Eagle-y?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. Is the MCU, are they good with WWE to have him come out like that?
Because John Cena's character, the Peacemaker, has a pet eagle, Eagle-y.
Eagle-y,
the eagle.
What's it, the Blue Falcon?
I love the Blue Falcon. Dino Mutt. But so, and the eagle's bad. The eagle's so cool.
Now, is it a CGI eagle or is it legit eagle?
I think so, but it's very good.
Okay.
There's a scene where the eagle's hugging him.
Yeah, it's got to be then.
But it looks legit.
Well, think of CGI nowadays than when it first started.
Right.
Well, take that away. Think of CGI now to when we first started watching wrestling.
That's...
when we only had 6 channels.
Right.
Yeah,
it was 4, 5, 7, 25, 38, and 68?
66. V66.
That's right, the first video channel. That's... So, and you had to switch over from VHF, not VHF, but...
UHF to VHF.
Yeah, something like that.
You had to switch it to UHF to get 30
yes.
25.
Yep.
Because they were on a different frequency.
And I was the remote.
Oh, yeah, I was too.
Turn on channel.
It's like we've talked before about watching my...
I'm still the remote.
Yeah.
I go home the other day and my father has Discovery Plus. He likes Discovery. So that's I actually get it for him every year for Christmas and for his birthday. I get him a 6-month subscription. Because that's what he likes. He likes those car shows and those home shows.
Yeah.
And he's not the easiest person to buy a gift for that he appreciates. So that's an easy one. And one episode of one show has no sound. And he wants me to fix it. I'm like, Dad, one episode of one show having no sound means they screwed up.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He goes in and adjusts all the sound settings on his TV after I say that to him. So what do I have to do?
Set him back down to normal.
Go and fix all the sound settings on his TV, which is surround sound through a receiver, and not the easiest. He it was funny because then when I finished it up, he says to my mother, "Did you see me and JP working together on that?" Oh.
Well, it's like, I remember, like I said before, I remember my very first wrestling match I watched. It was a tag team with Andre and Pedro Morales. I don't remember who they were fighting, but I'm standing on top of the floor model TV, holding the rabbit ears. You know, that's how far back
I remember rabbit ears. I absolutely remember rabbit ears.
It's going way back.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be at Joe Bruin's thing. Yeah. You can check out. Let me see if he's got his website up. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just checking that right now because you can check out his website for all the information on that. He's usually got something. He's got Facebook.com/New England Fan Fest. That's where you'll get all the best information because he's updating that pretty frequently.
And one of the things
16 minutes ago.
What?
He just announced the next Super Ticket guest.
Oh.
Yet another member of the famed Los Boricuas group from the WWF days. Jose Estrada Jr., who will be doing a special father and son photo ops with Jose Estrada Sr. He'll also be signing autographs, greeting fans, and participating in a Q&A session. He'll be doing a photo ops with Miguel Perez and Sabio Vega of the Los Boricuas as well. So there you go. Like, when was the last time you saw them?
A long time.
You know. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a lot.
But it's going to be a hell of a.
He's got a photographer. He's got one of the most famous wrestling promo
from back in the day
photographers. This is the guy that took. If you saw one of those 8x10 promos, this is probably the guy that took that shot.
Yeah, he did it for a ton of years.
Hogan and all of them. So I just Sabio Vega. He's got Mass Superstar.
You won't be disappointed. Anybody who goes will not be disappointed. He has something for everybody. And the thing I'm looking forward to is the ceremony itself. I mean, aside from the Q&As and all that, and the little speeches they give, the little forums, that's great. But the ceremony, the induction ceremony itself is really cool because you get people, they're up there speaking from the heart.
So, right, and this is guys who are, I can tell you because I thought at first that the guys were going to take this not so serious. The New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I can tell you that these guys every one of them takes this very serious because it's somebody recognizing them for doing something that they love to do. Maybe they made some money, maybe they didn't, but they know they made some kind of an impact. So
when we were there before, I don't want to mention names, but when he was giving his acceptance speech, he was brought to tears.
There was a few people. Yeah, that's happened. We also saw Trey the Smooth Operating Gangster get inducted in probably the longest Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I love Trey. He likes his peanut butter smooth. But that was probably the longest entrance, the longest induction speech I've heard. So, but you're gonna get to. So it's not only that, but he's had guys like Ted DiBiase. I was sitting there one day at one of the Hall of Fames, and he wasn't even at the Fan Fest or anything, but Bob Backlund just walked in.
That's cool.
Tito Santana's been. Tito might be inducted.
Well, when we were sitting there last time, we were pretty much like bumping elbows with Jimmy Valiant.
Yes, yeah. You never know. Well, you do know who's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people there. But, like, even at the Hall of Fame, which is the night before, you get the chance to really interact with these guys on a pretty personal level.
He just also announced this is a huge one from back when we were kids. The Glamour Girls, Julie
Yes.
Martin and Leilani Kai.
I saw that.
That's going to be awesome.
I saw that. Yeah, so that's just a fun time. Like, I go and have a few drinks. Joe don't drink.
I drive.
Yeah, so, we grab a room for the night and just chill and have fun. Like I said, last time that the Ants came up, the Ants hung out for a little bit of it.
Yeah. And that's the best thing about it, too. Like, having been to...
And the Ants, what was cool about them was the first night no one knew who they were because they didn't wear their masks.
Yes.
So if a few people, that have been in locker rooms, because those guys are very old school. Like, they don't take the masks off. I had said to Joe beforehand, like, don't be offended if they walk in wearing the mask and we don't see them without it.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't know who the heck they were when they walked in.
Right.
But that's the cool thing about it, is they came in, and when they came back down, it's in a hotel, so that you get your room. You don't have to worry about carrying everything with you.
Right.
You put some stuff up.
And everything's all in one place. Everything happens in the hotel.
You go up, you get your couple of autographs, you go dump them off in your room.
Yeah.
You come back down, get some photo ops, you come back, dump them in your room.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe will be on before then, maybe in studio, I don't know.
Hopefully.
He's down in Rhode Island area, so not
Hopefully.
too far. And we will be rescheduling with Kyle White just because Kyle has so many good stories. Like, Kyle went down to, I think, Florida, and Big Rick Fuller was on the show. And Big Rick was a normal guy down at this particular company, and they didn't realize Kyle knew each other. And Kyle looks at the sheet, sees he's wrestling Rick, and says, who the hell's this guy that I'm wrestling? And the whole locker room went, ah. And then went and told Fuller. So thinking Fuller's going to light up Kyle with his... Rick Fuller's known for his chops.
Yeah.
They hurt.
I've heard them, and I felt pain.
So he's known for his chops. And what they did was, instead of chops, he gets Kyle in the corner, lines him up like this, hand up, and then starts hitting Kyle with forearms. So they worked the whole locker room.
That's awesome.
Before everyone realized, oh, both of these guys are from Boston. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get that sound. I should get that sound on the computer.
I get it if I bring in my board. If I learn how to use it, it has sound effects.
Yeah, I mean, I can do sounds right through this. I can, but it's let's see.
So I wonder who else they're gonna announce for the Rumble. But my more question is traditionally the Rumble's been setting up for Mania. That's whatever happens. What?
I just played the sound on you.
Oh.
That's all. Just messing around.
Yeah, but so the Rumble sets up Mania. What's going to happen there?
Right. Yeah, and this is the road to WrestleMania starts here.
So
the road to Arlington, Texas.
Where you'll be, and I probably won't be.
Dallas, Fort Worth area. You know what else they got down there? Bucky's.
Bucky's. They got barbecue.
Bucky's.
I've never had Bucky's.
Bucky's is I went to Bucky's when I was in Daytona. Bucky's is a Texas thing. It is like a Wawa.
Okay.
If Wawa was on steroids. The one in Florida was a small one. 99 gas pumps, 55,000 square feet store.
Oh, wow. It's like a mall.
Yeah, they have a clothing section, a home goods section, fresh food, delicious, like barbecue in there. I think I got the brisket out of there every day I was in Daytona.
I'm going to bring on up here then. Well, then you're going to have to bring me back a brisket.
It's not going to travel well.
You can make it travel. Just put it under your arm or something.
I'll take a bite.
Yeah. Just add to your snack a whole thing of ribs.
But it was like they did brisket sandwiches for like $5 or $6 or something like that in there, and they were delicious.
Now I really want to go down just to stay at Bucky's.
Yeah, Bucky's it's incredible. Like I had heard of it through a couple of friends in Texas, and I knew there was one or two down in like the Florida, Georgia area. So I looked it up, and I said to the group we're with, I said, "You're gonna think I'm nuts, but we got to go to this gas station because it has rumors of being like special and crazy and insane."
I mean, special, different than how you and I. Are
yes, yes, and we showed up, and you know Joey,
Yeah.
and you know how critical Joey can be.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is amazing," and we went back every single day.
Now I want to go. I'll do everything. I'll tell you this.
And they have this. They have a beaver. That's like their
Bucky the Beaver.
right. That's their thing. And you can buy like a beaver onesie.
Do
They didn't have my size.
I was gonna say, do they have an our size? But yeah, now I'm gonna say this. I'll do everything in my power to get myself down there.
What was funny was when we were coming back, I said, "Oh, I found a site that sells like the Bucky snacks because they did like their own. They had these like corn pop things, like sugar crisp type of things, but like with a little extra to them that were pretty good. That they called
Bucky's
Beaver Nuggets.
You get them on Amazon.
Yeah, so I found a site. The site was TEXASSNAX.com. So I said, "Oh, I found a site, TexAssNax.com." And then after like 20 minutes, I said, "Oh, it's TexasSnacks.com."
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's places you can get them, and I just thought that was funny, the Texas, and that was the only way I read that.
Yeah. That's one of those ones I would probably just sit there and listen and be like, and I'd probably go along with it for the beginning, and then I'd catch it and wouldn't say nothing.
But yeah, we had that was Bucky's because it was quick and easy. And every time there's a fresh brisket being sliced up, because they literally cook the brisket, bring it up, chop it up for the sandwich, like in front, like right there. They yell, "Brisket on the board," and cut it up.
Oh, man.
And like when they yell "brisket on the board," everybody in the store yells "brisket on the board" with them.
We gotta get down there.
And
Can they have one come up here?
I wish.
You know, Bucky's, if you're listening, help a brother out.
Massachusetts.
Or even just send me some food.
That's BIG.
Big Joe, TIW. Come on, get a hold of me.
Yeah, but so it's like a pretty big chain, I guess, in that down south. It's not up north yet, and I don't know, like, where would you put it?
I don't know, but I mean, they don't have to bring it like 100 pumps up, but you know,
Right. Oh, that's the thing. It's like it's huge. Like I think the biggest one has 120 pumps, and
That's a lot.
like 60,000 square feet, and they're building a bigger one right now. But yeah, so I will be checking out Bucky's. I think there's one a few minutes from me.
Well,
I just got to find someone to drive me there.
Uber.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Uber. Do they deliver?
No, because it's supposed to be strictly a gas station. Oddly enough,
Yeah.
but some of them, like I saw pictures, like the one I had a fountain soda, but it was like a normal fountain soda.
Yeah.
Some of it, I've seen pictures of some of them, and it has like rows of fountain soda. So
Well, we
like,
just start.
you
We
get
just
so many.
we just started following them on Twitter. So let's see what we can make happen. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna get us banned from all Bucky's in the future, but
They don't know what we look like.
it's video. I got a mask on though. No one can see me. You don't know who I am. Can't see me.
I just go like this, and no one can see me.
Yeah, but they can look at archives, dude. We're
Damn
done.
it! Damn it!
But, no, we'll put our best foot forward, and we'll see if Bucky's can help us out.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, that's a big shot, but you never know.
You never know.
But we've been going for an hour, Joe.
Oh wow!
So Royal Rumble Saturday, guys. Do me a favor, like tweet at us at Three Irish Boys with your pick for the Royal Rumble for the male and the female. And
what I'd like to do is have everybody give us their countdown. You know,
Like the top, who they think the last 4 will be?
last 4, final 4.
Okay.
If they can give us that,
There was a so I did a live show from Harpoon Brewery. Remember where I had the guy who started Harpoon on, and he brought out one of his salespeople, and he said he was a wrestler, and he said his name was Phoenix, and I said, "Oh, cool. Who do you wrestle for?" And I was expecting a couple of backyard companies, and he said a couple, and then he said UFO. So I went, "Oh, all right." So UFO is Pat. Pat's a great friend.
yeah.
So we get out, and I text Pat. I'm like, "Who is this kid?" And so he was in Pat's Turkey Rumble one year, and wasn't supposed to win it, but refused to get eliminated, to the point where somebody had to literally throw him out of the ring, to the point where he couldn't reach the rope to pull himself back in.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't get thrown out of the ring with Bucky's.
That's it.
You know, but yeah, I'll figure out something. I know it's too short notice to do it now, but maybe next year for future pay-per-views we can come up with some kind of a.
And we're gonna be. I'm gonna be going to most WrestleManias from here on out.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in going, if enough people are interested, I can always call a hotel and try to get a discount rate, or we can talk about doing like a live show there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, group of people comes down in our name, and those people get into the. If you book the hotel room through us,
You get into the live show.
the live show.
Yeah.
And we'll have of course we'll have guests coming through. Like, my plan for Mania was to get a bunch of podcasts together and get an Airbnb
Like the rock star.
and have
I think that's an amazing idea for next year.
a bunch of people coming through. And the other podcasts like, well, we want our own room. All right, cool. Guess what? I just booked a suite.
Yeah. And that's perfect to do it. You have
Yeah.
your bedrooms off to the side, and then people coming in like the living room area.
Yep. So I'll have. I don't know if I'm even going to bring my equipment though. Honestly,
Well, we'll see what's going on. I mean,
maybe bring a mic.
you bring your laptop and a
Yeah.
mic. You know, but
So-
we'll get some stuff going. Hopefully, like we said before, before we got into the studio, that things were coming and going to be bigger. There's still more to come.
Yo, yeah.
We're still working our way up.
Yes.
We're going to be doing. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be doing, and
Well, one
hopefully a lot of
thing-
them come to fruition.
One thing we don't do is sit stagnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always we're always trying to progress, and sometimes the progress doesn't happen. Sometimes it happens quicker. Sometimes it happens slower.
But at the same time, if we're pushing to
But-
get something on the right, we're also pushing on the left.
Right. Yeah. Me and Joe don't sit still. I have an idea who I want for my table for Joe Bruin's thing, for example. Who I
Exactly.
want sitting there. I messaged 2 different people today just in case. Like,
Yep. And if it works out that we get both of them, we can probably
Right.
pawn one off to not pawn, but
well, I have an idea.
yeah, we have
where-
things to do. We have ways to do it.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, guys, at 3 Irish Boys. If you're not following us, follow us at WN Source, WrestlingNewsSource.com. That's the only place, honest to God, that I go to for my wrestling news.
Yeah, because they're on top of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm behind the scenes with them a little bit, so I see what they put into investigating their stories before they post it, no matter who it's from. So I back that up 100%. We don't plug them enough. We have to start.
We should plug them every show,
Just because they are a huge partner to us.
and they've been there with us since the beginning.
Yeah, and they're not gonna. They're never gonna sell you nothing. Like,
Yeah.
they're not in this for money. So WrestlingNewsSource.com, guys.
All right. And for JP, I'm Big Joe. See you next Tuesday.